So it's been a while since I've been to a sneak preview, and I got this movie this week. And the one thing I find annoying, and that is not the fault of the movie, is that it was shown largely in Spanish. Which I understand because this movie takes place in Mexico, so they speak Spanish. But the sneak that I go to is advertised as OV, original version, which can mean Spanish in this case, but mostly means in English. So that was a bit confusing, but that's not the fault of the movie. The movie itself is very good acted, and the singing is very good. Like, it's a musical. I didn't know anything about this movie beforehand, but it is a musical. And opposite to a different movie that came out and it's a musical, the music in this movie is not only good, it works with the story. So it complements the story, it pushes the story forward. It doesn't feel like it is a movie and we add some music to make it a musical. It actually works. The songs all fit in the framework of what happens and are very decent. There are some that are a bit, well, I don't want to say cringy, but there are some that I didn't like, but that's personal taste. But the themes and the songs fit the movie and what is going on. They advance the story, which is very good. All the actors are good. Like, there isn't one actor I could point out and say he didn't do a good job. All very good. The problem lies for me in the story and not the way that some people might think now. So basically the story is of a man who hires a lawyer because he wants to become a woman. And the lawyer should find a doctor. All fine and good. The problem is that this man is a notorious drug lord who has presumably killed a couple of hundred people. Like, is it mentioned that he defeated a rival cartel? And if you just take a glance at what's going on in Mexico, when cartels fight each other, that's not very nice. So the person that is presented as the focus of the movie is a bad person. Like, you can argue that, oh, he grew up in poverty and all that. Maybe, but he's still a drug lord who killed and ordered the killing of hundreds of people. So, yeah, I don't feel any sympathy for this person. Doesn't matter if he's a trans person or if he's a gay person or if he's a straight person. He's a drug lord who is that infamous that the main character, the lawyer, almost poops herself when she learns who is in front of her. So, like, from the beginning, I have very little sympathy for this person. Said that, the actors and actresses of all the people are very good. Like, they're very talented. The acting and the storytelling is very good. It's just that the story doesn't make the antagonist, or no, not the antagonist. Well, there isn't really an antagonist, to be honest. The former drug lord isn't a very nice person, so I don't really care what happens. And then the story goes on. I don't want to spoil too much. And then basically the drug lord becomes a woman and fakes his death. So his children and his now widow live in Switzerland. At some point, the now woman, so she, wants to have her children back and pretends to be like an aunt or something and gets them back. And over that, of being a now woman, she not only tries to steal the children from their biological mother, because they don't know that this woman is actually their father, so it is stealing of children, in my opinion. And also uses the fact that she's a woman now to trick the widow to disclose some information about maybe she cheated or something. I don't want to spoil too much, but basically abuses the situation that she is now an unrecognizable woman to get information out of the ex-wife / widow. Like, legally it's the widow because the man legally died, like they faked the death, but is still alive as a woman. So I don't know if it's the widow or the ex-wife. It doesn't really matter. But that is kind of not a very nice behavior. I understand that she doesn't want to disclose information. Hey, I'm actually your former husband. But then also she shouldn't use the access she now has to trick out information. It's not very nice. So the person, the character, I'm strictly speaking about the character, isn't really likable. There's a lot of behavior that isn't really pleasant. And also there's a subplot that she wants to help people by finding missing people. But then again, you remember, wait a second, 4 years earlier, she was a drug lord and she disappeared probably some of those people. So it's she isn't really a nice person. Like I said, that is the character, so don't get it twisted. The actress who plays this former drug lord, now woman, entrepreneur, I think. It's never really disclosed what she actually does now, except being rich. The actress is good. She plays the role really, really good. It's just that the character is not a good person. So I don't really care. The people I actually cared about is the lawyer who gets drawn into this kind of messy situation because you don't want to really deal with the drug lord, and the widow / wife / ex-wife, because she also kind of just got put in this situation. She got shipped up to Switzerland, then she gets called back, and she doesn't know that the woman in front of her is actually her husband, because she said that her husband, of course, died, and the children are said that their dad died. That's what was told to them. So I don't know, it's strange. From a technical standpoint, it is a good movie, but I feel like they want to make the main character sympathetic, but she isn't really. Because, as I said, she was a drug lord who killed a lot of people, so I'm not really gonna root for her, no matter her medical circumstances. She is a bad person, and she doesn't really exhibit any change. In between, in the movie, it seems like she changed a bit, but then towards the end, you see, no, she didn't really change that much. It seems more like a facade than an actual change. Towards the end, then there's a clearer change in personality, but I don't know. Overall, I didn't really find the character sympathetic. It would have been nicer if it would be, I don't know, an athlete or a lawyer herself, or something that isn't that universally considered bad, like a drug lord. Even there are in other medias drug lords we root for, in Breaking Bad, Gustavo is a nice character, but at the end of the story is a bad guy, a really bad guy. So if you really think about it, you shouldn't sympathize with him. But yeah, as a musical movie, it's really good. Production is really good. The acting is really good. The singing is really good. So they did a lot of really, really good things. And I don't speak Spanish, but it sounded very nice. Of course, there were subtitles too. I understand what was going on. But as a movie, it is very good. Just that I think the intended hero, quote unquote, of the movie isn't really a hero.